Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising, and it's weekly reading for the week of August 26th to September the 1st. Your cards this week, Cancer. We have a Oracle card, Soul Family. Energies leaving, completing or transitioning. We have the Moon, clarified with the Ace of Swords. Focus energies this week, we have the King of Cups, clarified with the Empress. And we have the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Wands coming in towards the end of the week. So Cancer, recent past here, we have the Moon and we have the Ace of Swords. So yeah, look, I think it's definitely possible that you have been feeling your watery emotional self in the recent past. You know, some of you may be at a crossroads in your life. There might be things that you need to release, burdens, extra weight, responsibilities that have been kind of burdening you, that you know that you need to release in order to move forward. So you might be sort of feeling that you're kind of at that time where, yeah, you need to release them, but you haven't quite taken action. I think that with this Ace of Swords energy, you've had that revelation, you've had that mental breakthrough that something needs to give, something needs to change in order to allow in, you know, fresh new energy, new beginnings into your life. The Moon can also talk about elements of, you know, illusion or confusion, that type of thing. Maybe some of you have been, you know, not clear on how to move forward. You might not have been able to see things exactly how they were. There could have been, you know, things that were, you might have just been in a period of busyness and not being able to sort of see through the shroud. This is a general reading, so I'm just giving you some kind of examples as to what it might be. You know, sometimes when you're just extremely busy in your daily life, you can't really see the way to move forward because you're just so busy focusing on going from one task to the next. You know, if it's a relationship situation, it could be that, you know, you were confused by things like chemistry and that sort of thing and unable to, you know, make a decision on whether the relationship was right for you. You know, it also can relate to a work situation where, you know, you're just not feeling you're just not feeling clear on the situation. You feel like maybe even there could be something a little bit going on in the shadows, something going on, something a little bit sly, something a little bit underhanded. Whatever it is for you, you'll know what it is. But I really feel that this Ace of Swords has come in to shed light on that situation for you, to sort of really bring the situation out of the shadows into full illumination. So with that clarity from your crossroads, you can then decide how you want to move forward in this situation. The Ace of Swords, you know, is really about, you know, the swords pertaining to the intellect, and Ace of Swords really is about mental breakthrough, mental clarity, being able to take that sword and literally, you know, cut through the fog. You know, I'm really just seeing you cut through the curtain of fog and clearly see a situation. It's like you're cutting back the curtain and revealing, you know, revealing the truth, seeing a situation for exactly how it is. That's what the Ace of Swords has the ability to do. And through doing that, you know, you have a sense of victory and you're able to take that crown and literally re-crown yourself, Cancer, which is what I see you doing this week. So we have the King of Cups clarified with the Empress. So, you know, this King of Cups is most likely you back in your emotional center, back in your grounded energy. You see, it's pretty much like you've kind of got your crown back. You're back on your throne. So from that position where you're back in control, you're seeing clearly. That's when things like the Empress energy can come in. That's when new opportunities can come in because you are seeing clearly and you're grounded. You know, and from that place, there's actually space for other things to come in. So you can see the King of Cups. It doesn't matter how rocky things get emotionally, water representing the emotions here, the King of Cups is able to sit right in the middle of it, yet stay firmly grounded. You know, if you know the suite of cards, that you'll notice that the Queen of Cups sits on the shore, whereas the King of Cups, he sits right in the middle of emotional turmoil, but he's completely unaffected by it. He's completely stable. So I really feel like this week, whatever hardships you've been dealing with, and whether you're at a crossroads or whether, you know, you're in a situation where you feel like what you see is not what you get, this week you'll be feeling completely grounded about it. You'll be back in your emotional center and able to see clearly. Yeah, and so as clarified with the Empress, this could mean that this is you moving back into a new place of emotional control. And it can also mean that once you're back there, that's when this Empress energy can come in. Now, the Empress is the epitome of promise. She promises new beginnings. She promises new beginnings to those who can, release the past, can see clearly, can get grounded again, can be victorious in the right way by seeing things clearly. That's what she can do. Now, she is number 3, so she's the beginning of manifestation. So this is like where things begin to shift for you this week. So the Empress has the ability to birth things, whether there is the new beginning, the new opportunity you've been looking for. For some of you, it could even be a new love, because the King of Cups holds the Ace of Cups here. And joined with the Empress, that could be an offer of love. Yeah, whatever, for you, it's obviously a general reading, so it's difficult to say exactly what that necessarily is. If it's not a love offer, it could be an offer of something or a new beginning of something that is going to fulfill you on an emotional level. So maybe, that job that's going to make you feel, like it aligns with your purpose, that kind of thing. A new friendship, you'll know what it is. So coming in towards the end of the week here, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have that with a couple of clarifiers down here. So let's have a look at these first. We've got the King of Wands and the Ten of Wands. Yeah, so what this really talks about is that there is something that we need to complete before we can truly allow in these new opportunities. So the Ten of Wands talks about somebody who is weighed down, is burdened by, something that has been weighing quite heavily on them, by additional responsibility, by a situation where they just haven't quite been sure where they stand in it. It can just be the fact that, I'm just seeing this here, yeah. So basically, if you're just carrying extra responsibilities, extra weight, that kind of thing, you'll notice that these wands are actually clouding this person's vision. So he has an idea where he's heading, he's trying to get home, yet his vision is very blocked by this heavy load of wands, and he's just sort of like putting one foot in front of the other and kind of heading in the general direction. Well, the King of Wands is quite different from that. He's a true visionary leader, and he can kind of command his empire, he can call the shots, he can see things clearly. Again, you have that twice in your reading. So what this really says is that there is something that needs to complete, a burden that needs to be released, additional responsibilities that need to be delegated in order for you to be able to drop this load, drop this weight, and see clearly into the future. So we're moving from a place of not having the clarity, of having an illusion, some kind of something that's kind of been blocking your vision a little bit, or not being quite sort of in the light, to somebody who is extremely visionary. But what's in between is this burden, this extra weight, this thing that needs to be released. So we need to be able to release that first, and through that is kind of like the catalyst for you to be able to see the path forward clearly. And once you've done that, that's when energies like the Empress and the Knight of Pentacles can come in. So the Knight of Pentacles, again, the Knight of Pentacles holds the Ace of Pentacles. So we have these two, actually 3 cards of promise here. The Knight of Pentacles promises abundance in that sort of physical, earthly, tangible realm. The King of Cups holds the promise of emotional fulfillment. So it's saying that that's really on offer for you if you can release that burden. Now, the Knight of Pentacles also talks about taking action and methodical steps in order to prepare your foundation for these opportunities to come in. So is there any plans that you need to put in place? What action can you take to move things along in your life? Well, one of them is probably dealing with that Ten of Wands burden, that, that thing that you might not be releasing from the past. And through doing that, that's when there's the promise that this pentacle will come in your next season after the plan's been put in place, and the plants or the crop has been sowed in this field here. The Knight of Pentacles knows that in the next season he'll be able to reap the harvest, but the preparations need to be done. So You ask yourself this week, what preparations need to be done? What needs to be released? What space needs to be cleared? What maybe were you not seeing? Perhaps you've already started to see the truth. Perhaps you've already started to use this sword of victory, use this sword of power to clear the way, to see clearly like the King of Wands. And then that allows the space for the Empress and the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Cups to bring these opportunities to you. So, soul family, I'm just going to read out your oracle card as an ending. So, soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So it looks like, there might be help around you this week to help you move through this. Somebody might say something that triggers something in you to help you move through the process. I'm just going to read this out for you. It's time to call in your soul family and support team. People who get you on a soul level. People who are the same kind of weird as you. People who are your chosen family. They are coming and they are looking for you. If you haven't found them yet, this is a sign that they are close by. But in order to find them, you and recognize you when they do, it's important that you stop dimming your light and truly let yourself be seen. So Cancer, be yourself, show up authentically. Maybe this illusionary energy relates to you, not expressing yourself fully, not being authentic. But when you do that, that's when you can attract other like experiences and people to you, just like the Empress here. Okay, Cancer, that's what I have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Keep in mind it is a general reading. It won't resonate for every Cancer out there, and I'll see you for another one next week.